sometimes people have what it takes, but they haven't recognized it yet. Just go forward. So what do you need to do?
Welcome and hello, everybody.
So what you need to do is be that person that's different and is bigger than you think.
With a special
Rise from the ashes and fly like the phoenixes that you are.
Darren, it's good to have you on, my man. Darren is a partner, a member of the team. He's out promoting the partner program. He is an affiliate marketer. He is an all-around kind of walking encyclopedia when it comes to funnels, ClickFunnels, the partner program itself, everything and anything that has to do with what it takes to get this up, get it going, be successful with it. Darren's the man. And he's joining us from across the pond, as it were, today. How are you, Darren?
Doing great, thanks. How you doing? Thanks so much for having me on the call.
Absolutely, man. It's good to have you on. So today, guys, we got a few of you here. Some of you have reached out and said, hey, I'm willing to allow my profile to be audited. And so what we're going to do, some of you guys have sent that to me. I'm going to start to pull some up. Now, we'll probably run through, I've got 3 or 4 today. If you are interested in it, then please send it to me in Skype, drop it in there. But if you guys have feedback too or questions as we go along, then feel free to bring them up. So the first one that I've got is actually going to be, and I'm glad she's on the call right now, but the first one we're going to look at is Catalina. So Catalina sent me her profile. This is her page, right? So couple of quick questions. Catalina, are you there? First off, what niche are you kind of targeting?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. What is it that you are targeting here?
What is it or who?
What niche are you targeting? Who are you targeting?
Well, heart-centered healers. So these would be another word. We could utilize holistic entrepreneurs, those who are fully aware of their heart levels, soul levels, higher galactic parts.
So are we going after, and Darren, if you've got questions along these lines as well, are we going after people that are wellness coaches that are trying to connect in that level, or are we going after any entrepreneur that feels like they're connected at a higher level trying to build themselves?
That, David. And last night, in the middle of the night, I stumbled upon my second sale, which was a master class sales, and I am 2. And I looked at the people who purchased. Now, these were organic leads, meaning people who are aware of my work. They know what I do. I'm very well respected, trusted. They know the level of my work. Shazam!
So we're looking at entrepreneurs that are kind of, they're building themselves. So
one was a nurse.
Okay.
She works over in Florida, traditional MD nurse, however, very beautifully heart-centered. The other one, go ahead.
Looking at the profile, Darren, what's first thought that comes to your mind?
Me, or are you asking other people?
Gotcha.
Darren and I are going to start to look at it, and we are recording, Catalina, so you'll be able to watch back the recording, but I'd take some notes too. So Darren, what's the first thing that pops to mind for you?
All right. Well, firstly, congratulations on sale number 1 and sale number 2 with your masterclass. Well done with going out there and actually being the person that's, people want to lean towards and creating that audience that you're looking for. This is a very good cover. What I will say straight away is that you're using light on light colors. The text doesn't pop to me, and the text on the button doesn't pop to me, as well as the logo. So what you want to do is kind of have a different contrast straight away. light on dark or dark on light, the opposite. So if you were to use the white text on a light background, it doesn't pop. So you might want to have a back shadow or something like that. Maybe have something a back shadow behind the logo, still keeping its authenticity in there on the top left hand side. With the book, I was told by Blake to remove the book. I didn't, but it's kind of like selling the sizzle without the steak, in that sort of sense. You want to create some sort of intrigue. You don't want to show them what you're actually providing, because you imagine, a lot of people may have seen this book, maybe not, don't know, but you just want them to click on the image first. So take this as some positive feedback. Maybe potentially remove the image of the book, but I think the cover looks really attractive. It does appeal. And for anybody that does have a look at your personal profile from the very first offset, like if you're in a group, that's the first piece that people will see at the top. And that's what's got my attention. And I'm wondering, what is that in your hand? So I'm staying on there a little bit longer, and I'm just talking through with what I see right now. So
that is a custom painting. Anyone who knows me, I do custom energy signature hand paintings. There's a heart in the middle of that flower.
So, which is fantastic, Kathleen. What he's saying is like the psychology behind when we look at the image, seeing that, people kind of go, what is it, right? And it does grab that attention just a little bit longer. It keeps us there for another second, which is what you want. Now, the next thing is I want to be able to, you want to be able to call their attention to the get started now. So that's where he's talking about a little more contrast here. And I'd say almost clarity of the picture. It's not quite as, I don't know if it was saved and then modified in a way where
this was designed via the gal that the program, the main designer.
Yeah, I get you. So it might just be the lettering that's there, because the colors, like he was talking about. But I don't know, I'd almost want to see the original image that she sent you to see if, because something happened from what she sent you to what you uploaded where the pixelation's a little off. I mean, that's just kind of one of my first thoughts.
Yeah, that's the actual product. What you were calling the book.
Right. Yeah. And he's saying have it without that. Right. So maybe just as a thought. I do
have it without it. Okay.
So one of the things that I would kind of mention on the posts, there's a way, again, one of the easiest examples I have is my buddy that was on here is Michael.
Yes.
When you write out a post, write it in a way that it's easier to read. So, kind of, multiple lines, as it were, where it's not just a paragraph, where it's split up, right? People just read through it a little bit easier. So it's Tuesday, folks, hit the return and have another line, right? So that would be one of the first things that I think of. And then I agree with what Darren's saying here, almost the same thing. And I maybe part of the white. Well, you can look here. You can see the white at the bottom where you have the darker colors, how much easier it is to see there than it is up top.
Right. Yes.
So, any other comments there, Darren?
Yeah, we got some feedback coming through.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who that is. Chris, if you can mute. Guys, if you're not on, can you mute yourselves? I think I got somebody. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
Winnie, can you mute yourself? I can't mute. I'm gonna put her in the waiting room. Okay, sorry. Let me go back. Carissa, can you message her in the waiting room and let her know why she's in there, and just mute as soon as she's in. Okay. Anything else, Darren? You were sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. All good. So yeah, if we just scroll back to where we were just looking at the post right there, and I completely agree with you right there. Like with the lettering, it does pop when you've got a darker background, and you've done well with the other post a little bit further down as well. But as you've got the lighter background at the top and it transitions down to a darker one, see this one works. This works to me. It's short to the point and just pops to me. Maybe with the logo there and your name, Akathalena Angel, that I probably would on that image just above there, just maybe put a back shadow behind the logo. But it works on this one, which we have on the screen right now. There's a lot of wording going on in this post that we're scrolling on, but it does work. You can see it, but there's a lot of wording going on. So you want to kind of, when you are using some imagery, reduce it down to what you've done previously. So the post that was above, that was a perfect example of doing so.
Okay, this one here with the newsletter.
Yeah. So if you have what he's saying is for everybody, when you have an image inside a post, typically like a 20 to 30% of it should have text at a maximum. Beyond that, it gets lost and people won't read it. Right. So like if you were to run an ad, let's say from this post, Facebook won't let you do it because that's their rule, 20%. If your image is covered by more than 20% in text, they'll say no. Right. So it's a good rule of thumb. And part of that's because the whole reason that they want you to run ads is to grab people's attention and keep them on the page. People scroll right by this and people don't pay attention to it. So it's almost the same thing with what you have written here, right? You want to write it in a way that doesn't look busy, jumbled. Okay, so like where you have your breaking points here, like you've already got them built in, right? You have punctuation in different parts, split those lines up at that point and make this longer. And then, either have, the inspirational life formula, you're kind of talking about it up here. So just write, what is it you really want? Really, really want. Have that at the top and then give them the, make your decision, add light, and then you'll get the energy and emotion, right? Or manifestation, right? Like find a way to make it a little more concise is what I would say in the post. Okay. Any other feedback on stuff, Darren?
Yeah. So if we can scroll all the way up to the top, just below the cover, so I guess this is a new profile or you're just starting the engagement. We have 460 friends on here. So the maximum number of friends you can have on your personal profile is 5,000. After that, you can have followers, but also when you reach 5,000, you want to be cleaning them out as well. Blake's reaches 5,000 all the time. I did recently as well, and I've cleaned out all the inactive people. We can talk about that another time, but you want to build the number of friends that you have when you're connecting in groups or you're connecting with, let's say, advertisements as well. You might have some synergy with some of the people that are commenting on a post, in a group, on a page, on an ad. And it's happened for me where I was commenting on an ad. Back in the day, it was Mike Chang six-pack shortcuts, and one of the guys in the Philippines reached out to me and we connected. I then had a sale. I had no idea what affiliate marketing really was. I had a link and I just gave it to him. But again, back to this part, 460 friends, if you're just starting out, all good. Go into those groups, make those connections. And I would always approach it from the friendly standpoint and connect with something that you have in common. So if you're already doing that, great. As we scroll down, I did notice at the top as well, there were two links. One in I think it was in the intro, and on the left-hand side, there's a separate link. One is for the group. Yeah. And then the other one is, I guess, for your funnel.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So where do you want people to go?
Either one.
Well, first thing, real quick, something's goofy with your domain. You want to...
Something.
Yeah, it's not working.
It's the www. If you hover over that, if you go back and then hover over that URL, you can see at the bottom left-hand side, it will just appear. And what's happening is GoDaddy, if that's who you're with, or any domain registrar, is causing some issues right now, even with mine. And if we try to go to socialmedialeadmachine.com, sometimes it glitches out. We have to have that www in there. They've removed some of the settings that allows for the redirect forwarding. Yeah.
Good thing we spotted that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Guys, that's something for everybody. Make sure that your links are connected appropriately. So, I mean, looking at your page though, Catalina, I mean, you see how differently, because this is a darker blue. So if you use just a little bit more of that darker blue in what you have here, the white lettering works great, right? You don't have any issues with it. So just as a thought there. But yeah, everybody check your domains regularly, please, all the time, especially if you've got it out there and you're posting content and you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Nobody's buying anything. Check your domain. I can't tell you how much. Oh my gosh.
And also, like, the whole objective of doing this whole profile funnel is to get them into one place. So Blake's, in his example, his goes to a group, and then from there, whatever happens inside of that, it's his own environment. The profile funnel is to have one thing. When Russell Brunson explains the idea of a website and a funnel, a website has so many options. In a profile funnel, you want one option. Is, hey, you interested in this thing? Place your name, your number, and your email address. Sorry, say again.
We lost you. You were saying in a profile funnel you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in a profile funnel, you want one thing, one objective. If that's the group, if it's a chat bot, it's just one thing. Here in the program, we teach you to direct everyone to the two-step order form. You can change that over time. Now, Blake does it to his group, where he has 11.5K members inside of there. And then inside of there, it can be whatever other communication going forwards. Now, it's whatever you want to do, but what we teach you inside of the program is to go to the two-step order form, and then they can make that singular decision. Hey, I'm interested in that, the blueprint. I'll put my name, my email address, and phone number. So if you continue with that process, reduce the noise. And also, if you notice on some of these posts, I also see that you place the link in the post, which reduces its reach. If you are placing the link before anybody could even comment, they have no reason to even comment or even engage, really. So you're killing the post straight away. If you have so many more links, I mean, the other thing that I wanted to mention in the links as well, test out your profile from your phone, because in the intro section, you'll find that the group link will not work. I don't have a link in the intro section. Blake doesn't have a link in the intro section. I would say remove it. And he has a couple of fingers pointing down. Always test mobile, because 80% of your users are actually going through there. And then what we did is we removed that link that you see with group, right? We put it in the area below, just below founder lives in. So that section right there, where they actually give you a place to place your link.
Can you say that one more time? Because I'm confused on where I should put that group link, please.
Sure. So, I mean, we could just segue over to Blake's profile and just have a quick look at that and see his example.
Okay, look at Blake's profile.
So like in this example, there's one thing that he wants people to do: join the group. Okay. So behind the cover, there's one link, and there's no link in the intro section, but he has fingers pointing down, says go to the group. Now, this link should point over to the Freedom Fighters group, which is the free group, and it should be able to get to there. There we go. And that's what he wants. Every link that he has on that profile
is going there, and then he talks to people inside the group.
Yeah, he may go live. He might introduce something else. He might go to a page. He might introduce somebody live. He's done that before with Kevin David, who provided a piece of software one time. He rarely does that, but if he wants to provide some value, maybe he's at the hotel. He's going to tell you he's going to be having some downtime, but at the same time, he's shooting some ads. That's what he did sometime last year or the year before. But yeah, it's a great place for you to create your noise and have a lot more people check your content as well, especially with replays too.
Okay. So Catalina, I'd say watch the recording. We want to make sure we hop over so we can get a couple more in here.
Great.
But
thank
hopefully
you
got a little bit on that.
Yay!
Absolutely. Okay. So Hermelinda, is Hermelinda here? Let me see. If she's not, then okay, no. I'm gonna get to, give me 1 second. Let me pull up Bruce sent me. So
You guys finding this helpful?
Yeah.
Cool.
is there Bruce, that's a private group. Let me see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Can you not open it?
No, because I'm not a member. If it's a private group, nobody except people in the group can see it.
Oh, okay.
So
how can you critique me?
I can't. Let me pull
Okay.
up. I'm gonna see if I can find your profile. Is your regular profile is not really set up for it? Okay. So I can't really do much right now.
Most of what I post in my group is in my regular profile.
But your regular profile isn't really set up. Yeah, but you got no links. You don't have.
No, I haven't got links. No,
you have your. I mean, so it's not really
those
set
posts
up.
on the right are what I'm been posting in my group, and it's just like that. I haven't got links at the moment. Well, I didn't realize I needed links, but that's great.
Well, yeah, I mean they can't buy anything if you don't have links. And then
I'm not selling at the moment.
Okay. Well, all right. So I'm gonna jump to someone want to drop their Facebook profile into the
Thank you.
Thanks, Bruce. Sorry, there's not a whole lot to kind of review if you're not set up for it. Does anyone else have drop in their profile there? Oh, Matea. Sorry. Matea's here. Okay. All right. So Matea's set up.
Yep.
Nice, bright, vibrant picture.
Love it. Excellent. All right. So great picture. I have seen your profile before. Of course, you've been reaching out inside of the group, and I do remember you for asking questions. Firstly, as you noticed on the last one, we were talking about the cover, the contrast. There's a lot of words going on here. That's okay. I would remove the book. It's too small to even see. But it's an attractive piece, but the cover in itself does the job. So you could remove the book. The logo on the left-hand side, I'd brand yourself or brand your company. I'd make that pop a little bit more. Maybe have a look at the wording that you have there, change the text, because I don't know, it's just not working with me right now. But aside from that, I think the aesthetics and the way it looks great. The light and the white font with the dark background works. So
one of the things about the text, Matea, if you remember when Henry was on last week, so you have already right here, there's 3 different types of text, right?
Okay.
So we have the get started is one. Your logo has a type of text. I want to say that's probably Times New Roman, and then you have this one here. So especially kind of like Darren was saying, it kind of loses you when it's a little bit more flowery isn't the right word, but it's a little more flowy. You know what I mean? Like the design is a little different when you have 3 different lines and it's a little more wordy there. It's just becomes a little harder to read. So keep that text especially a little bit more simple. Right?
So what I need to move is the book, because this is made by Fever.
Yeah, I mean, you can remove the book, but also the transform your social media profiles and attract unlimited. I would modify that text. I would make it a little bit more kind of the get started text or something along those lines.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, the text is fine because I mean, I didn't even read the text, but it looks like, you know, what the majority of people have inside of the group, but it's the font that makes it feel and look like there's a lot more there. Yeah.
So the verbiage that you have up there is fine. Perfect. I would just modify the type of font. Is what I'm saying. And then if you look, you've got yours pretty much like Blake does, except the link would be down in here.
And this is Instagram. Yeah.
Well, this is your Facebook. You've got your Instagram there, but instead of having the link there, have exactly what you have written here is just like what Blake has, right? Except the link goes down here. So exact same thing, just put the link down here. Because that's already what this is, right? Yeah. So that takes you there. And so you're good there. The YouTube isn't an active link right now. So do you have a YouTube channel?
I have a YouTube channel, yeah, but I don't know why is that. I cannot move it. I mean, I think that it's not unnecessary to have YouTube on my Facebook, so I cannot move it now.
You can edit that and take it out if you want to take it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I have quite problem to reach out. I mean, I don't have any sale. I don't have any lead right now. But how does this work? Actually, that funnel will reach out to people, see at your profile, but they don't know you still. Well, they don't know.
So what has to begin is you have to start getting engagement here, and that's going to begin with, you know, the groups and everything else, right? So right now, they're not going to just automatically buy it. Like right now, you've got just a couple of the comments, and like this one that you posted, written, you know, you had 13 hours ago, but no real engagement yet, right? So how many groups are you in currently?
I'm in 5 groups related to like entrepreneurial networking groups and those like millennial women networking groups. They are mostly networking groups. So around 5.
Okay. And how often are you in those groups commenting and posting and things like that?
Every day I'm posting there. So I started like this week, yeah. I started to post there I am on one female.
When you say this week, do you mean like, because it's Tuesday, so do you mean like yesterday?
Like Monday, I started to follow these templates and using these like template switches in Blake's program.
Right.
So
so that's yesterday, right? Because it's Tuesday. So if you're in 5 groups, so Darren, break it down for me. If we're in 5 groups, how often should we be posting, commenting?
Every day. Like, I mean, I like daily to be active, that people see you, because if we stop, if not there, like they forget us.
Right. Well, and the algorithm kind of helps them forget in a way, because it's not going to keep you in front of people until they start interacting with what you're doing, but you can interact with their stuff too, and it kind of goes both ways. So,
may I have a question around the chatbots? How chatbot does work, like Messenger? If we don't have, like, I don't have my own group. I have limited time for own group on Facebook. So I wonder how chatbot works.
Gotcha.
Messenger.
So I'll just let you know that I've been rolling with my personal profile over the last, since 16th of January 2020, when this whole program was released. Only add another channel when you're ready to actually spread yourself onto somewhere else where you've already mastered the personal profile. If you're ready to do, let's say, Facebook ads, or if you're ready to add a chatbot, or if you're ready to reply back. We've got some feedback again.
Okay.
Hang on. Oh, there we go. So yeah, if you're ready to actually jump onto another platform, like you see everybody else out there is all either on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on pages, in groups. Now that's a lot of places to kind of like organize and be ready to actually reply back to. Focus on the one place first. Get really good at attracting people's attention on your personal profile, whether that's on a Facebook Live or a short video, stories, your regular posts. Get ready to, go out there and find other groups, pages, ads. Just understand that you're as a producer, not a consumer, and you're trying to see how they're capturing your attention. Why did they stop the scroll? Why did you stop your scroll? Why did you stop your day to actually consume that information? Now you want to look at that and see, was it the header? Was it the image? What was it? Was it something that was lengthy? Was it short? Was it a video? So have a look at that and see what kind of content that you could potentially create, even if it's a TikTok video or Instagram video that you repurpose even on Facebook too. So there's a lot of things you can do with just the personal profile. If you hang out and your main platform is in Instagram and you find something that's funny over there, I mean, it's a great idea to repurpose or even take that video, recreate something of your own. A lot of people are doing that as well. Think about the platform that you want to really dominate on. And what we teach you inside of the Blake's Partner program is to really focus down on your personal profiles. If you're using a page, consider that you can't get into extra groups in there, but your profile has the best reach. Focus on that first, add another platform afterwards once you're ready to do so. Don't think about doing groups or anything else if you're not ready to do so. I have a group where people are waiting at the door right now, and I'm waiting for at least 100, 200 people. I did a live yesterday, a first webinar in another group. I was a lead speaker, and there was about 750 people on the call. Between YouTube, it was streamed on YouTube, and it was also streamed on in Facebook in 2 different groups. I couldn't see all the comments or anything. It was just going crazy, but it wasn't my channel. I just appeared live, and he streamed it, so I didn't have to worry about all the platforms. Just appear, provide value to people. Don't look at trying to close people, and you'll find that. Here's a situation that happened for me. I connected with somebody. I added them as a friend. This is a very, very simple approach. Added someone as a friend in a group, messaged them something very simple. Just to think about how you actually speak to people. That person replied. I responded back with a voice message response. That built up the know, like, and trust, the rapport through the roof. He ended up purchasing. He ended up opting in. He said, "Hey man, you're really responsive. Thanks so much for being so quick with your replies." I'm like, "Wow, I didn't expect that." And he's reaching back. He's in my support tickets. He's in, I have my own help desk and things like that. So understand that I just used my personal profile for that. Connected, use my own Facebook Messenger. But your profiles need to be, need to have one thing going on there. Like the profile funnel. If you have a group, great. Mine is direct into a group. I added a group. I added a chat bot. That's like over 2 years into the program, So focus on the one thing. It
took him a bit to get there. So, the key element and what Darren did for a long, long time, what Blake did is he got going. What a lot of us do is, you start with, you're in these other groups and you just, actively each day. I've got these, like if you've got 5 groups, then plan on going in and posting in those groups every day and commenting and providing value. And then you can do like if when you end up with your first sale, like Catalina, like I would look at their profile, see what groups they're in, join those groups, right? And be active where your customers are active, right? And that's got to happen over time. If you don't have, like I've kind of mentioned to you guys, I'm re-engaging my social media profiles because I've been doing more consulting work on the side, which was a little bit different. So I wasn't pushing it in the same way. So I've got to create that engagement again, right? Even though there's this many followers here or LinkedIn or Instagram, I'm starting that process over. And so it happens with continuity, because it's not just that's where people will see you more. That's how the algorithm works. If you're not consistent there, then they won't show it to people. And in order for them to show it to your audience, you also need to be in those groups active, and then you're bringing people over. So consistency is number one. So before we start adding in all of these other tools that are available, right? And the chat bots is one, creating your own group is one. Like I'm getting ready. There's a couple of groups that I'm going to help as an admin that's going to help, that I've connected with someone that's running it and they're not super active. And instead of me starting from scratch, I'm like, hey, they got 1,000 people in here already. Let's get this going. Right. Yeah, Michael, if you've paused, like if you're not posting at all and you're not getting engagement, then you need to restart that engagement. And it starts with commenting on other people's posts, liking their stuff and doing that in groups, and then on, where you want to be. The same way that Blake trains inside the dashboard, what and when to post, right? Like, but it takes time. It doesn't just happen like that. So if you guys have a page, personal or business, and there's not much engagement going on, posting something where there's no engagement isn't automatically going to create that. Right? It's going to take some time to be able to do that. Okay.
There's also something that everyone should really consider before even posting anything is what is the thing when you tap on the Facebook application on your phone, or when you go on facebook.com, what are you presented with is a main feed. It's there for a reason. Like, remember, it's a like for like. It's a win-win situation. You go out there and you engage on the comments, or you provide, like, you engage with the emojis, right? So what I like to talk about, or what I normally do, and I actually taught this live yesterday, was the PPAMIE method. It's called the pay me method. It's kind of cool.
PP what?
Yeah, PPAMIE. Pay me.
PPAMIE.
All right. So first you want to prime your feed. So that's the first thing that you do. You want to do that for about 15 minutes. This is taught inside the Traffic Secrets, inside of the Accelerator program. It's as an extra bonus, but it's an extra development from what I've seen in there. So the PPAMIE method is prime your feed. Do that for about 15 minutes. You want to go through really, really quickly. Forget about advertisements. You can focus on that a little bit later on. But if you do like that type of advertisement, engage on it. Give it a quick heart. Forget about using the like button. I see a lot of people inside of the group using just a quick like. That's an old feature that Facebook rolled out a long time ago. If you hold down on the phone, or if you hover over the like button on desktop, it will pop up all the other extra engagements. 2 negative ones at the end. Forget about those. You want to work on the 4 that shows. There's a heart, there's a care, there's a wow, and there's a haha. Those are all positive ones. Now, if you look at the way that YouTube works, and it's a completely different platform, the longer you spend on the post, the longer you take to engage on it. And by the way, it's really, really quick when you actually get this going. When you're on your phone, it's a lot faster. So if you're looking at a post, you like it, you can see that you can quickly engage on it without having to read paragraphs. What you can do is hover over that like button, use the 4, the fantastic 4, the heart, the care, the wow, the haha. Once you've engaged, you can now comment. It's a very simple activity that you're probably doing all the time. But now you're working on the positive side of Facebook. It's going to spike the algorithm. And also, when you comment, think about tagging that name back. That person will get a ding, a notification in the notifications. And then that person will be alerted that you've tagged them on a reply or a comment. All right. So you're utilizing some of the features. If Facebook are giving you those features, use it. So that's the second thing. So engage, done that. Comment. We're doing that now. So whilst you're still commenting, you're tagging them, use some of the emojis that you can use in there, and it's a lot faster in your phone. Like add a rocket, add some fire in there, whatever it is. Don't go crazy with it. 1, 2, just be sporadic with it. And then, because like we were talking about earlier, like I think it was with Catalina's post, there's a lot of text. You can break it down by just hitting the return button once or twice, and then you've got a nice little spacing there. Makes it nice and easy on the eyes. Finish off. Just hit and just add a GIF to it, make it playful. So there's 5 things that you pretty much need to consider. And when you think about, once you start doing it all the time, you don't have to really worry about it, because you'll start doing that over and over again in each and every post. And other people see that you're doing it. They'll come back and see your stuff, because when you engage on theirs, your stuff is going to be appearing on their feed. It's a like for like situation. You're playing the Facebook social game then. So the 5 things is engagement. We talked about that, the power of 4. So you engage, you comment, you tag, you add an emoji and a GIF. Do that every single time with a post that you see on your feed for about 15, 20 minutes. If you want to do 30 minutes, great. It's not really going to take too much time of your day. You probably spend more time on social media anyway. Do that. Have a timer. Let the timer go off after 30 minutes. And then now you post. Is that helpful?
Do some time management, guys. Does that sound helpful? You know, when you go in, have a strategy. I'm going to spend 15 minutes doing this, and that's it. And you, like he said, put on a timer, get it done, and then move on to now 15 minutes. I'm going to do this. Get a timer. You know, now I'm going to do in groups, and you can from your page. Hold on. You know, you can come in here. Sal, meaning Sarah and Craig. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know what to say there, guys. Okay. I mean, I know it's the male giving birth, but it's just That's the first thing on your page I pulled up. Okay, on Facebook, all right, I got a joint venture there that's blowing me up. Come to groups. Come to the groups that you're in, run through and make comments, right? The cool thing is you can hit this groups and it'll pop up the feed that you have just from those groups. So you can come in and like, what advice would you give a brand new entrepreneur? I can hop in there. I can answer that with, an emoji, a like, everything else. And I'm going to come back. I'm going to do this later, right? Coach and Business Owners Network. I've got that, right? So I've got my groups all in one spot and you can answer all of them. Or you can look at groups you've joined and you can go through and just pop into the ones that you want to pop into. Be strategic about it so you don't have to go hunting for everything. Yeah, so when you do, it's a little different on mobile. He's asking, so you can do this. If you hover over it, you have options here. So it's not just like, right? So you have these. This is what he's talking about there for us. Everybody knows these, right? So like, and these are important. So when half the time you get someone say like, oh, I had a family member that passed away. You don't like the post, you find something else to post here, right? But it just helps to engage a little bit more. And then you can come in here and like, what advice would you give to someone just starting their business? So I can pop in and if I wanted to, I can pull up, I can look something here, work hard, International Women's Day, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to post something like that, but something you can do, right? But the point of that is being strategic in what you're doing and not just sitting down and going, all right, well, what am I going to do now? How am I going to spend the next 20 minutes? How am I going to make sure that the time that I spend is fruitful? So yeah, timers are super easy. No, your posts don't disappear unless you delete them. Matea, they'll stay there forever.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to my personal profile right now, my pinned post has, I think it was November, I think, 12th of November. So that is still being engaged with. That post, it's October, 12th of October. And look how many comments are on there.
But you can pin the post. So what he did is he took it and so every time someone's on his page, that's the first thing that they see. So he's got 201 interactions, right? Some kind of engagement there, 520 comments. He's got someone that shared it. Okay.
It's an old post,
but
and people are still engaging on it.
Yeah.
So they don't disappear.
Yep. So you've got Darren flexing.
Muscles are way smaller and I have far less hair there.
So does that make sense, guys? All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to wrap this up because I've got a call in a minute too. I know we've got a few others that we weren't able to get to. Sarah and Craig, we'll dive a little bit more into yours. What I would do is looking at yours quick. I'll send you guys some quick feedback in a minute. But what do you guys think? Was this helpful? Did it make you think a little bit? Did it make you think about yours some? Hopefully a little. Okay.
Yes.
Understand the key to engagement is engagement. I mean, I think that's the easiest way to look at it. If you're not engaging with other people, you're not going to get engagement back. And that's just the way the algorithm works. I will try and do this regularly. Darren's a busy man, so I'll get him on when I can, but I'll bring on others when possible. I'll do it as well. And we can dive into it.
Sometimes people have what it takes, but they haven't recognized it yet. Just go forward. So what do you need to do? How do you stand out? So what you need to do is be that person that's different and is bigger than you think. Rise from the ashes and fly like the phoenix.